Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day. Thanks for joining. Last week we spoke about that there are two things that happens when us parents or teachers or caretakers, guardians abuse our power by commanding and controlling without allowing the voice of the child and to listen to their side, to their thoughts, to their complaint. And we don't just tell them do because I said so. And many times we use spiritual backing for our abuse. I like that, spiritual backing for our abuse. We're up to the second thing that happens when we do that. We train the child that when they become an adult, like we said last week, that they as well shall do that. And this is a program that adults, let me say it, get to bully children. And what I started saying last week, and I want to elaborate now, is it is necessary for the child to do the same thing when he or she becomes an adult. And my guess would be that they are not only going to tone down and maybe not do that, they're actually going to be scientifically encouraged to bully now the next generation. And why do I say that? Very simple. When I'm a child, the moment I'm born, besides my heart, my lungs, my mind, my hands, my legs, I am born with me. I have a dignity, and as I get older, the dignity keeps on growing. And I have feelings, I have a desire, I have my own taste, and from the 8.2 billion people on planet Earth, there isn't two people that are alike, that like everything exactly the same. So though physically we're basically the same, but yet deeply we have our own unique dignity. Now when I'm a child and I'm says, come here, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, what that does is I have the dignity right over here. That dignity gets crushed, crushed, crushed. It doesn't get crushed all the way, because the way I get it to survive is, as a child even, I get to boss around people that are lower than me. So I go, okay, I have some power. It really gets minimized, let's say 90%. The moment I become a counselor in camp, and the moment I become a parent, or even law enforcement, or any position of power, I begin to abuse that power for a good reason. For a very unhealthy reason, but good. I don't mean good as in the literal sense that it's a good thing. It's good in the understanding of this illness. Because my dignity was suppressed as a child, I have such deficiency within the realm of dignity, I need to gain now the dignity. Instead of regaining the dignity in a healthy way, looking after myself, being with myself, doing yoga, doing meditation, taking care of my dignity, taking care of my time, planning financially, mentally, in every single aspect, I only know of one program. I might do those things as well, but the main program that I was taught with is, you're important, because I can boss around someone younger. So it's sort of, how can I say it? But I have no other words to say it, even though I don't like what I'm going to say. We're healing in the most disgusting way by abusing others, because now we feel power, which so many people ask. For example, 80% of individuals that get molested, why do they go molest others if they really, really didn't like it? And they're struggling with relationships and with life and with addictions. That is the power of the amygdala. So the prefrontal cortex that understands what went on and understands all the difficulties and challenges from mental, sexual, physical abuse, the amygdala, that's the area where the dignity gets crushed. That's the area where, the area of the brain, that all the programming happens. That part of the brain says, I want to feel important. And the only program I know is by hurting other people, bossing around other people, going into a position of power that I can boss other people. So basically, let me summarize. Within number 2, not only are we going to do it as human beings to the next generation, we're almost forced to do it before we reach the real level of healing. Right now we have the unhealthy level of, I don't even know if I want to call it healing, maybe survival, by feeling dignified because I feel all powerful and I molest someone. I feel all powerful now if I dictate and I tell people what to do. And within certain families where there was a lot of control from adults to children, it's just, I deal with so many of these families, the horrific control to children that are in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s and 50s, like being treated like little kids, which is horrific. And that is because all those parents, and this is what I explained to the adult children, what happened to them, they were bossed around. So 2 things now, they need to feel important by bossing you around, plus that's the only program they know. Please join me next week and we'll find out what other effects this has when you boss around children and when you take away that dignity and you sadly support it with God's will, with the biblical commandment, they shall respect their father and mother, or chutzpah, that's audacity, that's disrespectful, don't talk like that. Thanks for joining this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And please always do remember that you are way greater than you think you are.